we have a very special guest with us. She was one of our, I don't know, first probably 10 people that we interviewed for the podcast a really long time ago. I feel like it's been years. I don't remember.
I
It has been 2 years, I think.
Has it?
Yeah.
Wow. And so this is Annette Corsino-Blair, and she's the owner of the Knitting Tree LA. And it's this amazing, as you can see behind her, beautiful yarn shop in Culver City. And she's going to talk a little bit about her business and what's going on these days down there. And then she's gonna give us a little knitting lesson, which ought to be entertaining for all of you.
Ready to go.
Oh, I'm excited about this.
So welcome,
Oh, you have no idea.
We're so happy to have you here.
Thanks.
great to
I'm
see
really
your
happy to be
face.
here.
Excellent.
And
So
I
tell us-
apologize in advance because we know there's a little bit of a sound issue, but we didn't want everybody to have to wait any longer. So just bear through that if you can.
Yes. So, Annette, just start by telling us what's going on with you these days. How are things going?
Well, things are going okay, surprisingly so. I mean, right from the get-go, we were like, okay, we have to really make sure our website's up to snuff. You know, how can I, this is what I thought, how can I reach out to my customers to make sure we're still looking out for them and they're still supported, you know, with fiber, with questions they have, with problems with patterns and stuff like that. So we're doing curbside pickup, so people can order online and come pick it up. We're doing FaceTime appointments, so you can call the store and I can just show you around the shop. You can tell me what your project is. I'm doing individual appointments where people can come in one at a time and look and keep their distance. And what else? Oh, private lessons online. We have our little setup here, so you can see, you know, I can show people if they're having a problem. I'm frozen now. Oh no.
I think you're still okay on the.
Yeah, we can still see you.
Yeah, we're still good.
But you know, just okay, good. Okay. So just keeping support going throughout this time. And that's mainly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's great.
So
And
we're
you
still
do have-
having our virtual Sunday brunches. We have about 25 people every week join in, and that's been really fun.
Tell everybody about those, the live version and now the virtual version.
Oh, okay. Well, every week we have a Sunday brunch. So I bring bagels and cream cheese, and people bring all kinds of great food. And we sit at the big table, and people work on their projects and enjoy a meal together. So we obviously haven't been able to do that. So now we do it on Zoom, and everybody shows the projects or whatever finished projects they have. And we always have good laughs. And it's been fun. So we've been doing that for Sunday brunch at noon. If you're interested in that, just give us a call. I can put you on our email list and send you the Zoom link. And some weeks we've been doing Wednesday night as well. Because that's our salad night. That's when we try and be healthy.
That's good. So everybody now is like making their own food and coming.
Yeah. And
That's so great.
we eat and knit, and food and knitting goes together.
I would think that would be really hard.
No. Knit a little, put it down. Eat a little, put it down. Believe me, we worked it out.
That's one of the things we loved most when we were introduced to Annette through our friend Susan Sherman, who is part of your Sunday.
Yeah.
And what we love about Annette is she doesn't just have a store. She doesn't just teach people how to do fiber arts. She has built a community, and it's a really supportive, inclusive, wonderful community. And now that it's online, it's so exciting that it can be for people who are outside of LA too, which I love.
Yeah, we've been having people in our group we had one woman from Wisconsin, somebody from Kansas. So it's really great. It's, you know, so this whole thing has given us an opportunity to really expand our community.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite part about having the store is the people, of course, and I do miss them. I miss everybody.
Is it for knitters only? Like we have crochet people in our group. Can crochet people join?
Oh yeah, of course. I do both. I do crocheting, knitting, weaving, spinning. So a lot of people that join us do a lot of different fiber arts.
And does it cost to join?
No, that's free. Our brunches and our Wednesday night are free. So.
That's great. So everybody, we'll drop a link in the comments when we're done today too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
How to do that, how to get onto Annette's website and buy things like this gorgeous yarn.
Yeah, we have yarn and knitting needles.
There's all
bad
kinds
needles.
of supplies. As someone commented, it's like a candy store to them, what you have.
It totally is.
Yeah, yeah.
Use those big needles.
Now, before we got on live, you were telling us that you're not only supporting your customers, but your customers are actually turning to you and saying, how can we help? So tell us a little bit about that.
I've been so moved by the community outreach. Right away, people are like, we don't want you to go away. Here, let me buy all the projects for my next year. And some people are buying gift certificates. Since they can't shop in the store, they don't really want to shop online. They're just purchasing what they normally would have purchased from us on a gift certificate, and then they'll come back and get what they want later.
Right.
Just buying the kits we have, like we were saying, we have some vendors, some really wonderful vendors like Barocco and Earth and Ba, and now indie dyer called Stitch Together that have been doing drop shipping for us. And so we've been able to offer more than we normally have in the store. So we have a huge array of kits and beautiful projects that people can pick from. And, you know, people don't want to really think about it too much now. You know, the bandwidth for making decisions has gotten a lot smaller. So if I can say, here's a kit, you have 3 colors to choose from. Okay, 1, 2, 3, boom, I want that.
Right.
And that's nice because you don't have to go through the whole process of finding the project and picking the yarn. You can just say, here, you like this.
Yeah, so, that's smart.
And they're beautiful projects, and we're so grateful to our vendors for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We're being asked if you have alpaca and bamboo.
Together?
No, separate.
Yes. We have alpaca cotton blend, which is nice. So that's why I'm asking if they're together. We have all kinds of blends. We have natural fibers, mostly natural fibers. Some, you know, machine wash and dry acrylics. We have washable wools, everything. And if I don't have it, I could get it for you.
And you also dye your own
yes.
yarn too, right?
Yeah, and that's one thing that's been really great because my daughters have been working with me. I have one daughter in New York City and one daughter here. They're obviously adults. And so we're working together to do some kits. So they're picking the palettes and I'm dyeing it up. And it's really been fun.
Nice.
And we're going to be offering those kits shortly. We have a couple of patterns that we've been dyeing for, and I'm really excited to get those out.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
We're being asked if you have silk.
Silk. Yeah, I have silk blends right now. Do I have 100% silk? I have a silk linen blend that's really nice. But yeah, I can get it for you if you need it.
And and also, do you have downloadable patterns for crochet?
Yes. I have patterns that I've written, crochet patterns on, excuse me 1 second. Downloadable patterns on Ravelry.
Okay.
On our shop site.
Okay, cool.
Some crochet patterns that I've written, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, we also have a few crochet kits. If you look on our website, where it says shop online, there's a drop down that says kits, and you can click on that. You can see crochet kits, knitting kits.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer knitting or crochet?
Prefer. I say I do a lot more knitting because people in general do a lot more knitting that come in the store, but I love crochet. I do projects both crochet and knitting together. I like that. But
that's interesting.
it's a different fabric. You know, crochet fabric is different from knitted fabric. So people tend to use knitted fabric more in clothing.
Mhm.
But I've also
Right.
seen some really nice stuff in crochet too. So, and especially on the runway this last year, there was Dolce and Gabbana had an amazing crochet granny square skirt that was like
Really?
wow.
Wow.
So there was a lot of retro stuff, a lot of colors from the 70s, a lot of styles from the 70s. And I don't know about you guys, but we were crocheting those vests, big granny square vests,
Yeah.
and purses, and macrame is back. We had I don't know how many plant hangers we had in our apartment, but we had plants hanging everywhere. And I remember my mom saying, "You're supposed to talk to the plants. They really respond to you."
You're like, I'm going to make them all sweaters.
Yeah.
One up, yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, you were supposed to like leave music on for the plants.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Did you see that guy on Shark Tank a couple weeks ago? He lives, I think he lives in Venice, California, but he was a super hippie guy, and he takes old crocheted blankets and turns them into these amazing retro like jumpsuits, pants, and sweaters. But he had this like group of people with him, and they were all in different clothes. He had parasols.
Wow.
And they were like, "How much do you charge for like that jumpsuit? How much do you charge?" And he was like, $150. And Mark Cuban was like, "That's a work of art. You should be charging
That's nothing.
Yeah.
for that."
I know.
Yeah.
You know, and they were incredible. I'll try and find the link and we'll post it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
It's
great.
so cool. The other thing I have to say for everybody that's watching is definitely follow the Knitting Tree LA on Facebook, because they always post the coolest crochet and knitting artwork from around the world. Like every day there's something that's on there that I'm sharing with somebody else, because it's so cool.
Well, there's so many fabulous fiber artists around the world. And that's one thing that the internet has done is, you know, given us access to all of these people. And my husband and I are amazed, you know, we're always, look at this, look at this, look at this. And you know, it really is art. And, you know, unfortunately, fiber arts have been delegated to craft, you know, and not, I don't think craft is bad, but it's like craft is not art, you know, and the painters are artists and the fiber artists and all that. But I paint too. So, you know, it's like, it's just a different medium.
Yeah.
And it's sculpting, it's painting, it's, you know, it's shape, it's texture, color, it's everything that all the other art forms are. So
yeah, and to that end, like if you are interested in this stuff, you should either, if you're in LA when Annette's, either book a private appointment to go in, or when it's open again, go in, but or do the virtual tour with Annette through the store, because it is so fun to be in the shop, because there's so much to look at.
Yeah.
And there's so many incredible pieces that are already made that are either for sale or examples, and it's just like you'll be looking at something, and then out of the corner of your eye you see something else, and it's like, oh my God, they're just beautiful work that you have there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like going to a little gallery.
Exactly. And the designers now are really pushing limits on color and using, you know, lots of color and having different shapes. And it's really fun to see, especially the really young designers, what they're coming up with.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Excellent.
All right, should we, Hoda and Kathy, leave this thing and
all right.
embarrass ourselves here?
There's no embarrassing. Okay, so
we have attempted crochet in the past.
Yeah, and how did that go?
Amy did much better than I did.
Which is shocking, because Nancy's way more talented at these kinds of things. But I actually took to crochet decently. But I'm a little nervous about the two-handed.
All right, don't worry. Don't worry. There's no knitting police that are going to come get you.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
group here, so.
I don't know if you want to pin this view.
How do I do that?
I think you can
Okay.
spotlight it
Oh,
if
look at
you.
that. Okay, so that's now
Okay.
the.
Okay, hold on 1 second. We'll see you later, Blanca. Okay, all right, bye, Blanca. All right, so the first thing we have to do when we're knitting, make sure that right here. Okay, we have to put the loops on the needle first,
Okay.
because in crochet you can just do with one hook. Oh, I also have to say I've been dyeing yarn, and I look like an auto mechanic. I have purple, purple dye underneath my nails. So I'm really sorry about that, but I tried my best. I couldn't do it. Okay, so we're going to do something called a knitted cast on. And there's lots of different ways of putting the loops on the needles, but this way you'll get to learn the knitting process while you're putting the loops on. So you start out with a slip knot, which you wrap around like this, and then just check where your knuckle is, like that, and pull.
All right, hold on.
Okay, I'll show you again.
Yeah, show me.
Wrap it around like this.
Okay, wrapping it. Yeah.
Right, and so then you're going to take it and tuck it under where your first knot is.
Yeah.
And pull like that.
Got
So
it.
looks like that. And they call it a slip knot because boom, you can slip it out.
Okay.
So you're going to do this. You're going to grab one of your needles and put it on like that. All right?
Yep.
Did we all get there?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, so all knitting is going through one loop, grabbing some new yarn to make a new loop, and then putting that on your right needle.
Okay.
So for now, we're just putting the loops on the needle. So what we're going to do is this. You're going to go under into the back. So it's like this.
Okay.
Okay, with your right hand. It's like you're stirring soup backwards like this. Okay.
Show me that again. I was looking down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out how to hold the needle.
Okay. So you're going to put the needle, if you look, I don't know if you can see this right here, it kind of looks like a balloon shape, right?
Yep.
So this is where you want to put the needle through. So I'm going to put the needle through here and cross it to the back. Okay.
Yep.
Then you're going to grab the yarn counterclockwise around the back needle.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm going to scoop it to the front like this.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you pull and put it back on the needle.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're going to do it a bunch more times.
Yeah, you lost me and put it back on the needle. Otherwise, I think I was with you.
Okay. So here, cross it to the back, wrap it around.
Wait, hold on. I want to start from the beginning.
Okay. If you look at it like
over from you, and then at the end, just been like, look, like a cooking show.
Yeah, right. You should have had one all done.
Yeah.
yeah, just pull it out of the drawer. Okay.
All right.
Okay,
I'm
so
going
here,
through.
yeah, you're gonna go through here, make an X.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Yep.
the yarn gets wrapped around the back needle.
Yeah.
Okay, all I'm doing is pulling it back under here.
I think what keeps happening is my loop gets turned around, so that.
Okay, how's that? Have we reached here yet?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so let's think of it like this. You see this? We're gonna look at that like a fence. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a sheep right here. Your needle's a sheep. So the sheep wants to run away and goes under the fence, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the farmer says, hey, dude, come back here. So he lassos him.
Yeah.
And he brings him right back where he started again. Okay, so he's okay. So at this point, you're gonna pull, turn, and put it on like that. It's okay. If you're not,
Amy, I don't know if everyone can see her hands. Is that what you're saying, Lisa? You can't see Annette's hands?
Oh, can you see her hands now, Lisa?
Give it a second to catch up.
Let me see what the, oh, hold on. We have the wrong, I don't have the right.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, everybody. Let's see.
Yeah, and they're not seeing her hands.
Okay, so yeah, you want.
Maybe I have to spotlight video. Let me try
Yeah.
that. That's me now. Hold on. Everybody stand by. Nope, I'm back on.
Well,
There it is. I see it. Oh God, my nails look terrible.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that, everybody.
All right,
That's
we have
okay.
to start from the very beginning.
Now we have to start again.
Okay,
Which
I'll
is
start-
good because
I'll start from the beginning.
Really good.
Okay, so we're gonna start with a slip knot, which is
I'm gonna even make the knot
around,
again. I'm gonna do the whole thing from the beginning.
back under, right?
Okay. Got my knot.
See, I don't think I'm doing the knot. I don't even think I'm doing the knot right.
No?
No. Do the knot one more time for me, Annette.
Yeah. So you have the tail in your right hand, around,
Okay.
and then right where your knuckle is, you're gonna pull it through like
Okay.
that. Okay. And then you put it on your needle.
Okay.
And you're holding that needle with which hand? So that when we
So
start.
my left hand.
Left hand. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now that's going to be our fence, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go under the fence to the back.
Okay.
You're going to grab the working yarn. The working yarn is the yarn that's attached.
Okay.
You're going to go counterclockwise around the back needle.
Yeah.
Hold on to that yarn and scoop it back under the fence towards you.
Scoop it back. Oh, okay.
Okay?
And then go up.
And then you're going to pull it.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Can't get through the yarn here. Almost have it.
Okay. Good.
Okay, I think I have it. Yeah, yeah,
Great,
yeah.
great.
Yay,
Okay.
yay.
So now you're going to pull it and put it back on your needle. This is called casting on. It's called a knitted cast on.
Put it back on your needle.
Yeah.
I lost that part.
Okay, here, I'll show you again.
Okay.
Through, cross to the back, wrap it around, counterclockwise, scoop it back towards you, pull,
Oh.
and put it on your needle.
One more time. Let's see that.
Okay, so under to
Yeah.
the back, wrap around your back needle,
Yeah.
scoop it back under that fence,
Yeah.
pull it out towards you, and put it on your needle.
Put it on your needle. How you doing, Nan?
Horrible.
Okay, that's okay. Take it slowly.
Oh
and
no,
try
I think I might have got it that
Did you
time.
get it that
Oh,
time?
good,
I'm going
good.
back to
Is that
Slipknot phase.
Okay. So in the meantime, I'm gonna.
How's everybody
some
else
more
doing
on
out there? We got people that have joined.
Oh, good.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. So this is in this hand. This goes there. I
Okay.
go through
Through.
and behind.
Yep. Counterclockwise.
Yeah.
I am scooping it back under that front leg. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pull it towards me, and then use my left needle to put it back on.
Put that. Do that. Pull it around.
The tip of that needle is going to scoop it back forward like that. I'm going to pull it and put it on. How are you guys doing?
I'm glad I know how to crochet a little bit because it makes me feel less crazy that I cannot for the life of me figure this out.
You're doing fine, guys. The casting on is the hardest part. It really is.
This is where I'm at in it.
Let me say. Okay.
2 empty needles.
All right. Here, I'm gonna show you another cast on.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's try something else.
All right. So This is called the backward loop cast on.
Oh, that sounds really scary.
She's not good with backwards anything.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna
try this one. Hold on.
Okay, so hold the yarn in your left hand. Put your thumb up.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna wrap the yarn around here like this.
Yeah.
And bring it through. Oh no, I did it wrong. Oh, it's this way. I'm sorry. Here. Why can't I get that? Now see, it's catchy. Hold on. It's just like a twist. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Okay, so you're going to take the yarn, twist it like that, and put it on. So there it is. Okay, like that.
So it's not a knot, it's just twisted?
Yeah, it's twisted.
So you just hold it in place. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so the yarn comes around your thumb, put your needle in there, and pull.
So I'm only using one needle in this version?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me start that again.
Yeah, start with a slip knot. The same thing.
Okay.
You're gonna start with a slip knot.
Hold on. Okay, have my slip.
Okay. All right, so you're holding your yarn, your needle in your right hand. You have your thumb up on your left hand. The yarn's gonna come around and cross over like that.
I'm going to cross over. Yeah.
Okay, then you take your needle
Yeah.
up through here
Yeah.
and pull.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Let's keep going with this one. Let's see how I do.
Oh, I can handle
Okay.
that one.
Okay. So put 12 on
Okay.
like that. See?
Uh,
Is that better?
yeah, I don't think I'm a 2 needle girl.
Okay, well, you still got to use 2 needles when you cast on.
Oh boy.
I mean, when you knit. Actually. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and then we can get to knit.
Oh yeah, this is working.
Good.
Except now I've lost count.
That's okay.
I know, me too.
4, 5, 6. It's 7 including the original knot.
Okay, so we want 12.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I think that's 12.
Hold
1,
on.
2, 3. Well,
Almost there.
Well, actually, we were going to do like a little trivet, right? So do 20.
Okay.
okay.
How's everybody doing out there?
Is anybody else knitting along with us?
I believe that at least a couple people are.
Oh, good.
I know Lisa Barbosa was going to, who's our sister, was going to try it with pencils because she didn't have.
Yeah, that's, or you can use chopsticks, or I talked to this one woman. She said, "Oh, we should just go get branches off of the trees and sharpen the points." But if you have little dowels, you can put them in an electric sharpener.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But sand down the tips so you don't stab yourself.
That sounds like something I would do. Tragic knitting accident.
14, 16, 17. Yeah.
So mine is very tight. Is that like, I'm used to crochet where you just kind of spaces between?
Yeah, you don't want it tight. It should be able to move on the needle.
But I mean between the loops.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. Let's see. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. One more.
We're good.
Okay, I have 20.
Me too.
All right. Since you guys were having a little trouble holding the yarn in your right hand, I'm going to show you holding it in your left hand.
Okay.
Especially since you crocheted already.
Okay.
So you can just kind of wrap it around your finger like this, or you can wrap it a couple of times.
Okay.
All right, so it's going to be the same action. We're just going to use the left hand instead of the right to hold the yarn. So again, oh, I forgot to explain to you. When you're looking at your loop, you have, they call these legs. So this is the front leg and this is the back leg. You always want to keep these knots to your right And this
Okay,
is
cool.
what's going to grow, right? It's going to grow that way.
Okay.
So when you start, wrap it around your left hand, needle through. You're going to take the yarn and go over the top, hold on to it, pull it through, and then take it off.
Wait a minute, can you do that again?
Yes, of course. So under the first leg, cross it to the
Yeah.
back,
Yep.
over the top.
Over the top. Okay.
Yep. Then I'm going to kind of hold on to that yarn as I bring it to the right and forward, and then take it off. Okay.
So you're taking the off the left needle.
Right. So this is my old loop right here. Okay. I'm going to form a new loop by wrapping this around, pulling it back to the front, and see how it's landed on my right needle. Then I take the old one off. So knitting is all a series of dropped loops. Every time you drop one of these loops, it forms another row. So under here, over the top.
I think I did mine too tight, so it's hard to
So
get.
the first row is always a little bit tighter than the
Okay.
rest. So don't worry about that.
And then I pull it, I literally pull the loop off of the needle.
Yes. After you bring this through and it's sitting on your right needle, then I take that loop off. The loop that's on my left needle comes off. The new loop I just formed is now on my right needle.
All right, that didn't work.
Okay, try it again.
Now I'm missing a loop. I have to add a loop.
Did you take it off on the right? You want to take the left loop off, not the right loop. Okay, so watch. This is going to go through here. My working yarn is going to form a new loop. I bring it around to the front. It's now sitting on my right needle. Okay.
Oh, so it goes
Then
off.
I'm going to take the left one off. Right? These are the ones that come off. These are the new loops. So I'm going to go here, over the top, hold on to it, bring it back to the front. Now I have my new loop here. I'm going to take my old loop on my left needle off. You see? And what was my loop here is now down here a row. See? Okay, try it. Under. Not giving up on you guys. Over the top.
I'm still trying to figure out how to add a loop back onto where I took it.
Yeah, I still haven't got anything onto the.
Hold on. I got to add one more loop to my.
Okay.
Because I'm determined, even if we're here for 12 hours.
That's right. Let's do this together.
Okay.
All right. So here's your right needle. You're going to bring it
Wait,
under.
hold on 1 sec. Sorry.
Okay.
Under.
Okay. Have the yarn in my left hand. I have my right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. My right needle is going to go under that front leg, cross it to the back.
Cross the back. Yep.
We got that?
Yep.
Okay. Left hand brings that yarn over the top of the back needle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With my right hand, I'm going to hold on to that loop.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bring it around to the front. You see? Now that loop is on my right needle. You want to try it again?
Hold on.
Okay.
I'll try and
I
get
think
that.
I got it.
Okay, good.
Wait,
okay.
I don't yet. Hold on.
All right.
Struggling to get my needle through the loop. Going like in the middle of the yarn.
How you doing with it, Lisa?
Okay.
You got it. Yay!
Hold on. I'm going to gallery view. Everybody needs to see this.
Okay.
I did it.
Yay! Yay! Okay, so now
I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
you did it. Okay, so now this is your new loop here that you just pulled onto your right needle. So
Okay.
this left needle that you did, this left loop that you just knitted slides off the end of that left needle.
Into thin air, not onto the other needle.
Right.
Oh,
Hold on.
I'm too far away from.
I
the
know I'm
point
too far
to do
down.
that.
Okay. All
Wanna try
right.
it again? Should we try
I think
another
I
one?
got that. I don't know if that worked, but yeah, let's
Okay,
try another
let's
one.
try another one.
I'm going under.
Under the front loop only. Wrap around to the back. I'm holding on to that with my index finger of my right hand
Yeah.
while I scoop it to the front.
Scoop it to the front.
I am
And,
pathetic.
Hold on.
I can't
Okay.
do it.
Remember the sheep? Let's go back to the sheep story. Okay, so this right needle is a sheep, and the sheep's going under the fence, right? The farmer grabs him with his lasso and brings him right back where he started, right? And then he runs off into the night. Okay. So, all right, under.
I thought I had it, and then I realized I
Okay.
just have a bunch of yarn that's just right.
All right, let's try it again together.
Have you ever had people have such a hard time?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
It's one of those things, you're teaching your hands a new skill.
Yeah.
And all knitting is muscle memory. Okay, so remember when you first learned how to drive, it was like, I have to put my foot on the brake now. I have to put my foot on the gas. Now I have to look in the rearview mirror. Now you
Right.
just get in your car and you go.
Right.
It's the same with this. And you're just teaching your hands a new skill, that's all.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So under.
Wait, hold on. I'm not there.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're taking this tip here,
Mm-hmm.
going under the first loop and crossing it to the back.
Yep.
Okay, left hand, yarn comes over the top of that back needle.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm holding on
Yeah.
and bringing it back under that fence, right? Because if I went this way, I have to come back the same way I went,
Right.
Mhm.
okay? And then I take it off of the left needle. That loop that
Put
was
it
on,
and put it on the right needle.
so here, you're not putting it on the right needle. This
Yeah.
loop is your new one. The old loop drops off and down a row. Okay, so this
Okay.
this working yarn, that becomes my new stitch. See? And then I take the old one off. So the old loop never gets back up on the needle.
So
Over the top,
over the top
back to
and through
yep, and then off.
and then off.
Under. Over.
It ain't pretty, but I'm.
It
kinda
doesn't
doing
matter. It doesn't matter. You know, your first project is always the practice one. And you're going to be better at the end of this than at the beginning of it.
Right.
So you got to allow yourself.
You're right.
It's so hard. So many women, especially, you know, women who've done great things with their lives, they cannot learn a new skill because they're like, I'm not doing it perfectly.
Right. Yeah.
This isn't something you do perfectly the first time.
That's for sure.
Do you know how many stitches I've made in my life? I calculated once I was making a crochet blanket that I made 19,000 stitches just on that blanket.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So, you know, I better be good at what I'm doing. Right? Okay, so I just made my first row.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Almost a bit of a show off.
Yeah, just a little bit, right? I made 19,000 stitches. Okay. So when you're done, let me just show you what to do and you guys continue. When you're finished, you'll have it all in your right hand.
Yeah.
You're going to put it in your left hand. Remember I said these knots will always face the right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's where it's going to start. And then I'm going to start all over again.
Go through.
Okay.
So all you got to do is learn this one stitch and you're golden.
Oh my God.
Simple.
There's only 2 stitches in knitting, knits and
Thank God.
purls. Yeah. So here, over the top, pull it through, off, under, over, back to the front, and off. Your second row is going to be a lot easier than the first row because you have to get past those cast-on stitches, which are always a little bit more awkward. You're going to be really surprised on the second row how easy it is.
Oh.
Is anybody having fun watching this?
I
Is it fun to see us
Does
be
anybody have
tortured?
questions for Annette? Annette, please ask questions.
That's probably a better use of time.
No, this is good because it shows people Annette's a really good teacher and very patient.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I taught a blind girl.
Wow.
once, and that was really fun. A woman who had her hands had been smashed, so we had to teach her completely backwards, which was really
Wow.
interesting. So yeah, I think everybody can learn. You just have to find the right angle. How do people learn? Some people learn by watching, some people learn by doing, some people learn by having an explanation.
Yeah, I think that I learn by I think I go off on my own and then I go, oh, that's okay.
Right.
Yeah, I always like to give
rewatch
people
this video.
Yeah.
And I will be like, oh, okay, that's what I was doing wrong.
So the way that we're knitting now is called continental. And they call this picking because when you pick up some speed, you can just go ahead and here, I'll show you. When you pick up some speed, you can just go scoop it and bring it back towards you like that. See? That's called picking. Most Americans knit by throwing, and I'll show you how that's done. That was like when we were holding it in the other hand, which is through here. You wrap it around and pull it through and off like this. And you can try either way. I think you can knit a lot faster holding it in your left hand.
Interesting, yeah.
Like that, and scoop it through.
It's also just a matter of learning how close to hold things.
Yes.
Yeah.
My needles keep getting really far apart, and I think that's
helping. Keep them as close together as you can. The thing about knitting is you want efficiency of motion. So, my goal is always the least amount of movement possible to get the stitch made.
Right.
Now, a couple things to watch out for. One, you don't want to knit on your tips right here.
Okay.
Because this is what determines the width of your loop right here, this fat part of the needle. If you knit up here like this, you're going to get really, really tight and it's going to be super frustrating. So make sure that your loops always originate here and land here on the fat part of the needle.
Yeah, I think that's part, like you're saying, the first row is really hard, but I do think that's part of what, I've had this problem with crochet too. Our sister Lisa, who's watching, always tells me you're too tight, it's too tight.
Yeah, so you might want to use a bigger crochet hook than other people use, which kind of forces you to have a looser stitch.
Right. Yeah, my thing is so tight I can barely get these needles through.
Okay, so get past that first row.
Yeah.
And then it will get easier.
I'm about halfway there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's right, but I'm just.
It doesn't matter. I told you, there's no knitting police that will come get you.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I would be in knitting jail right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. We're on a timeout, sister. Okay.
So what got you into knitting to begin with?
Well, my mom taught me when I was about 8 years old because I was a very curious child, and we lived in an apartment with 5 children, and I was always in her hair, and I was the youngest one, and I think she was just over being a mom and over all of that stuff. So she was like, here, do this. Just get out of my hair. And then it really wasn't until about 20 some odd years ago, I saw a chunky scarf in the Gap, and I was like, somewhere in my memory, I remember how to do that. And then I went to a garage sale and got a bunch of needles and yarn and just started, and I just was so hooked. And that's all I was doing. And then I started a knitting group in my kitchen, just teaching everybody in the neighborhood. And then it got to where there was 20 people in my kitchen. And I was like, well, obviously we need a store around here.
Yeah, right.
So in 3 months, I was open with 2 of my friends. I knew nothing about business. It was just really silly, but we had a fun store for like 5 years, and then the recession hit. And we closed in 2009, and then 2013 we got my husband and I had an opportunity to buy a store. Well, it wasn't him, it was me. We weren't married yet. And I bought this rundown store and just kind of turned it around. So that was 6.5 years ago.
Wow.
But I love it. I love sharing this with people.
I did a row.
Yay! Let me see.
It's not good, but I did it.
Yay! Okay.
I'm
Now this goes in the other hand.
Now you put it back in your left hand and you start another row.
All right.
And it's all these little micro movements that.
That's what I'm having a hard time with, is the micro movements. I'm like all over the place, but
But that will come. It'll be a lot more refined. When you start playing with it, and you go, oh, when I hold my hand here, it works a little bit better. There. So my daughters knit too, and one of them designs, and that's been really fun to share that with them.
Yeah, that's great that you taught them. And now, does one of your daughters still work at the store with you?
She works remotely right now. She's a musician and she works in the film business, and both of those industries aren't doing great right now. So she's helping me with my social media and helping me, with colors and kits and stuff like that.
Yeah, we met her in your store that day.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, we still want to interview her.
Oh yeah, she has an album coming out in the weekend, and it's really cool. It's like this. Perfect. Dystopian, kind of bleak, but also hopeful. It's interesting to see someone of her age who actually thinks about, do I want to have a child and bring a child into the world the way it is? Things like that. Like, I never thought about that. I was like, woohoo, let's have a good time. Let's have some kids.
Right.
But it's like, the way that they see the world is completely different.
Well, it's such a bizarre world to be in right now.
It is, totally. I saw at the start of this that it was going to be a renaissance artistically. Usually times like this, the arts are what save people. Yeah,
it's so exciting to see everybody creating.
Yeah. And for people to realize that they can do things that they didn't think they could do. Like so many people are baking and gardening and making things and writing and painting and learning other languages. And, our lives have been so busy that to stop and, even think, what do I want to do instead of what do I have to do?
Right.
I know people are having issues with money and stuff like that, but just to, it's a chance to just sit and regroup and say, like, who am I? And
that's exactly what we've been saying, is it's time to really look at what your passions are and try to follow them.
Exactly. My daughter in New York, both of her roommates fled the city when this started happening. So I said, well, first of all, it's the only time you're probably going to have a 3-bedroom apartment to yourself in New York City.
Right.
But, she's been by herself. New York is way different than it is out here. It's a much more dire situation, and they've lost so many people, and other people are. Oh, hi! Come on in. I'm doing a Facebook Live Zoom class, but come on in.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry.
Oh, come on in.
So, how are you doing on your second row?
Okay.
Does it feel better on the second row?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit looser, right?
Yep.
I'm still struggling. I'm going to admit it.
That's okay. That's okay, because both of you guys, when this is all over, you're going to come come here and I'm going to show you how to do it, and
Yeah, right.
you're gonna be groovy.
And then we're like, oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
I get it conceptually now. Like now, at least I understand like where things are supposed to be going,
Right.
Yeah.
instead of like making it work.
Yeah.
But you're
And that's the thing. It's like every row you do, you're gonna see. See, look, I've done a little. We're about 6 rows now, and that gets longer, and
Mm-hmm.
it's better to, it feels better because you're holding on to more instead of that crazy first row.
I hope that no one can hear the plumbing going on in the background of my house. My kitchen sink exploded today, and
Oh no!
Of
there's
course.
water everywhere. So there's a plumber literally replacing all the pipes in
Oh my gosh.
the kitchen house as we speak.
Okay, so I want you to continue that for as long as you want to. I'm going to give you a quick lesson in binding off.
Okay,
Just,
good.
just so you know. I mean, you could find videos on this when you're at the end of it, or you can call me and we can do another lesson like that.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
But to bind off, you want to close off all these loops. So to do
Mhm.
that, you're going to knit one, and then you're going to knit another one. So you're always working with 2, like that. Okay? If I was
Okay.
doing it just with my hands, I'm just going to bring one over the other, like
Okay.
that. So then I'm going to knit one more because I need to be working with 2. Right? And one comes over the other. You see how it closes? It makes those loops lay sideways.
Okay. Yep.
Here's another one. One over the other, like that. You see how that's closing it off nicely?
Yeah.
One over the other. And I'll do that all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then just cut this and feed it through the last loop, and then you weave those ends in up the side. But that's pretty much it for
All
your
right.
first lesson.
Right.
All right. Well, we'll have to practice
Yes.
for the next lesson.
Okay. Well, we could do a follow-up if you want. I'll show you how to purl.
I no longer have any yarn on my first needle.
Wonderful.
That's excellent.
You
You
did
did
it.
Yay!
But I don't
Okay. So
think it looks good. But
It doesn't matter.
I've made it to a point where I have all the yarn on my new second needle.
Great. And then you'll put it back in your left hand like that and start again.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's excellent.
All right. So
How's
practice.
everybody
practice.
doing that's watching? Is anyone still watching, or did we drive you
Well,
crazy?
there's still people
Drive you
there.
away?
There's still somebody there. All right.
People there. Does anybody have any questions for Annette? There must be. I can't believe that was an hour. I need to show everybody what I got done in. This is what I got done in an hour.
Yeah.
I'm so
Well, the
close to
first
having
part,
it.
the first part of it is the hardest part, and then you just practice, and then next thing you know, you're going to be, knitting away. Good job.
Yeah, I got
nice.
I'm almost done with my second row.
All right.
Wow, yours is really good. So you're a knitter and I'm a crocheter.
There we go.
Oh, stop.
That's all we need to do.
I do. I like it, and I like the idea of it, and I like the
Yeah.
I like the challenge of it. Like now
Mhm.
I'm determined that I'm gonna figure out
Yeah.
how to really do it. And
Yeah.
you are an amazing instructor because you're
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
patient,
Definitely.
and I love the sheep and the fence and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense to me.
That's good.
Well, this was so much fun.
Lisa
do-
Barbosa wants to know the best needle size and yarn weight to learn on.
To learn, well, here we're
This is
using
what-
a super bulky on a size 15 needle. And I like to use this because you can see your stitches and you can really understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
And once you learn on the big needle, then you can go down to smaller. And you can go
Mhm.
down to like a 0 if you're making socks.
Have you ever made socks?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Socks are fun because they're a portable project. You
Right.
just throw them in your purse. It's not like carrying around an Afghan with you.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Or a sweater.
Right.
Yeah.
I've gone to live shows with Susan, and she's been like, everybody's like in a club watching bands, and she's sitting there knitting. It's great.
Mhm.
She brings it everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And
The
she just-
people that blow my mind are the ones that knit in the movie theater in the dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Totally
there
by
was
feel.
some years back, this couple invented these light up knitting needles. They're really funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can take them camping,
Ah,
things like that.
I have another
That's
question
genius.
too. In crochet, there's the term frog it.
Yes.
Or sister
that's-
Titus. Can you frog it in knitting?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Rip it.
Okay.
But there's two terms. One is tinking, which is knit spelled backwards. That's when you take one stitch out at a time.
oh,
When you
okay.
rip the whole thing out, it's frogging
All right.
Oh,
because
okay.
you rip it.
Rip it. Well,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna rip it with this, and I'm gonna watch this video like 100 times.
Okay.
We're gonna leave it up in the group. We're gonna put it on YouTube,
Okay.
Yeah.
and so that those of you who didn't do this with us, you can do it again. I'm gonna do
And we'll
it
put
over
the
and over.
links for the yarn and the needles that we got
Mhm.
too, because they're really
Yeah.
great. So we'll put those
Beautiful.
up. You can buy them from Annette.
So
Yeah.
and the other colors choices are so gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
these beautiful, get the blue and purple and everything
Yeah.
in there, but gorgeous colors. And if you're in LA, when you can, go to Annette's store because it's just beautiful.
Yeah,
And-
we're pretty close. We're about 8 minutes from LAX, so
Yeah.
that gives you an idea of where we are.
Yeah, our friend Debbie, who was watching, I know she lives down that way, and it's beautiful. And the online store is really easy to use. It's
Yep.
really like get lost in it going through all the yarns. So we'll post links to that. We'll post links to Annette's weekly events, and oh, we got a question: wooden needles or plastic?
I like wood.
Why?
It just feels warmer. Plastic's okay. I'll use plastic for like the big needles because they're lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the way that I actually do everything on metal needles myself, like these guys. Not these are stainless steel. They're not the old-fashioned aluminum, and they have the wire just because it's easier on my hands. But if I'm using straights, I like the wood. They don't make any noise either.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it with the questions. But if you have questions, even if we're done, leave them, and we'll all
Yeah.
check back later if there's anything Annette hasn't seen. We'll make sure she sees it. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer.
You can email me at theknittingtreela@gmail.com, and I will be happy to answer any of your questions. There's contact links on our website. You can contact me through there, or just give me a call. Old fashioned, pick up the phone. I'm here Wednesday through Sunday from 11 to 3 during the quarantine. So
We do have one more question. Does the wood grip the yarn best to start?
yes.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there's a general rule. One is the slipperier the yarn, the slower the needles you want. So wood is generally slower than metal. So if I'm working with a really slippery silk or some kind of viscose that's shiny and falls apart, I want to use the slowest needle I can, which will be the wood. If I have a yarn that's really sticky, that's like a crunchy, wool, I will use a metal needle because it will slide much easier.
The things you don't even know to think about.
I know. My head is filled with those things.
Great. It's great. That's why you're the
Yeah.
expert. And
Yeah.
I did this.
Yay! I'm so excited you guys at least got a little bit done.
Oh, definitely. I definitely am going to I'm determined. I'm going to figure it out.
Totally.
Watch.
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
Tell you or
All right.
call you at some point.
Thank you so much. So everyone else, before you log off, we're not doing anything Thursday. We have something else we have to do Thursday, so we're not doing a live this week. But next Tuesday, we have Haley from Sassy Fit Fun, which is really great. And then Thursday, we have Anna McPherson, who has a children's book club. So should be a lot of fun next week. And as always, stay healthy, stay home, and stay passionate. We love you all.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you,
Thanks, Annette. Thank you
guys.
so much.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.